So, welcome to this wonderful and beautiful program. I want all of us to try as much as possible. Let's unmute ourselves and let's get to know one another one after the other. Either I be the one to call by name, then you tell us a brief about yourself, or you do it in accordance. I'm very pretty much assured that we are all matured. We know how to handle things. So I want us to unmute ourselves. Just try to click on the mic you have. If you are using laptop, just click on the mic. If you are using phone to join, just click on the mic, then it will unmute you. So let's try to get to know ourselves before we kickstart. Yes. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Aziz Aweda Adebayo. I'll be your instructor in this course, and it's going to take us a whole of 10 weeks by the special grace of God. And as we have voted earlier, we've decided to take it twice a week, and that will be Saturdays and Sundays. And as well, it's going to be 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturdays, and also 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Sundays. And it's going to last for 10 weeks by my calculations. Actually, I slated it 15th. That was yesterday. I intentionally did that, and it's going to end May 12th. And that May 12th is a very special day. But by God's grace, we are all going to live long and witness that particular day. So that is that. Once again, my name is Aziz Aweda. I'll be your instructor in this introduction to cybersecurity and ethical hacking. So who is going next after me? You can just unmute yourself, just a brief introduction about yourself, and we'll be good. So who is coming next?
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Gwebisi Hassan.
All right, thank you. Nice meeting you. You are calling from where? You are joining from where? Listen.
I'm joining from Benue State, Makurdi.
Benue State, Makurdi. That's good. All right, thank you. So who is coming next? Anybody can just come in. Anybody can come in.
My name is Victor. I'm joining from Lagos.
Oh, Victor, Lagos. Which side in Lagos? If I may ask.
Jota.
Oh, Jota. That's good. That's cool. Thank you. Yes.
Hello, good evening, sir. Mr. Aweda.
My son.
Daddy.
My son.
Good evening, sir.
How are you? Good evening.
I'm fine, sir.
You don't need to introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Success Kennedy.
That's cool.
I'm calling from Lagos.
Lagos. That's cool. You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome. That's cool.
Sir.
I love that. We'll chat later after this class.
Okay,
Hello,
sir.
good evening to you.
Oh, Prof, sir.
Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
My Prof, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
My name is Tim
R.
Yeah.
All right, sir. You're welcome, sir.
I'm talking from Osun State,
Yes.
also Nigeria. So thank you.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, who's coming next? Let's do this just within a little short of time. Yes, who is coming next?
Hello, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma. Yes.
I'm Tosin, joining from Lagos.
Okay. Yes, you are welcome. That's awesome. Yes. Who next?
Oh, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, I'm Noble calling from Benin.
Benin. Wow, that's cool.
Benin.
You are welcome, sir. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, who is next? maybe we should, since we are just 12 now, and at least, if I'm not mistaken,
Good,
60% have introduced
good
themselves.
evening.
Oh, good evening, sir. Ah,
Yeah. Bye.
Ogami, sir.
Good evening, everybody.
Wow, good evening, sir. Good
Yeah,
evening, you're welcome,
it's
sir.
yes, sir. My name is Kamal Okpeyemi. I'm from Lagos, Shomolu precisely.
You're welcome,
So
sir.
it's my pleasure to be part of this wonderful project.
You are welcome, sir. You are welcome. We are very happy to have you around.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Weda.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure this is going to be recorded?
Yes, it's recorded, sir.
Okay. Right.
I'm recording it, sir. I will still share the links for everyone, for those that were not able to join the class, so I can still have some advantage to see what we have done so far.
Watch the recording tonight.
Okay.
So I have a meeting tonight.
Okay, all right, sir. It's recorded. It's recorded. I will share it. I will share the links. Okay. For now, I think we should just pause the introduction. Then we'll go to the main task. I would like to share my screen. And please let me know once we are able to. Let me share the entire screen so that to be on a safer side. Can we see the screen?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, sir. Thank you. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we have a baby among us. That's cool. So, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining this training. Actually, I've intentionally make it free, and I have my own very beautiful and good intention of making it a free, and that lengthen time I did it intentionally for that. I pray we should all grab this opportunity and make a very positive use of it. And I'm very sure we are all going to make use and very positive use of it. So before we proceed, like I've said, my name is Aziz Aweda. The company name is Tech Empire, and this course is going to last for 10 weeks, as we have said. Also, a little brief about myself. Those of us just joining, let's just try to mute our mic. Let's try to mute the mic. Let's try to mute the mic. Thank you very much. So, a little information about myself. Actually, I would say one of the reason or one of the things that triggered me to decide to make this a free training was because, let me quickly share this. I remember in the year 2010, that was 14 years back. Yes, I went online to search for, I want to become a programmer. Unfortunately, I was able to meet a guy. To cut the long story short, I discussed with this guy online. Got so good. I'm from a very good family. This guy charged me 1 million naira to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That's web. I was like, where can I even get, even if it is 10,000 naira at that time, I can't even raise it. And you are asking for that huge amount. I tried to play with this guy. He didn't even have a listening ear. He didn't even bother to listen to me just after the 1 million naira. So it took me another 7 years. I was just wondering about roaming, still searching for. I bought books, I watched videos. I couldn't get it because the thing is not that friendly at all. So I just continued like that until 2017, when I was fortunate to meet one of my students to at least put me through. What I'm trying to say in essence is this: someone has already discouraged me with that huge amount of money. How I wish I was able to get started at that year 2010. I'm very sure, I trust God, I will have I will have gone far. But it's never too late. Since 2007 till now, that's almost 7 years again. I thank God. Where I started from and where I am presently, I thank God for that. So why I'm saying this is this: someone first discouraged me, and fortunately a student of mine, his name is Sadiq Alayo. Yes, he was one of my students. So when I met him, I just asked him some questions. He just said, sir, you can put me through, you can put me through. But I'm very sure he's among us today. He's also here among us. So he just put me through HTML, CSS, open tag, close tag, HTML, and that was the end. From there, with that eagerness in me, I just started pushing myself. It's not up to 2 months when we met again. I told him what I've achieved. Was like, Lila, is not possible. That was the statement that Lila, sir, is not possible. I said, I've achieved this, I've achieved that. I said, Lila, sir, it's not possible. Even him that started since, he's still battling with. I said, it depends on your zeal and your inquisitive. So that was that. In a nutshell, I'm just trying to encourage us. If you are in a position to assist others, please do not hesitate to do that, like what I'm doing presently. Please, you might be the one to elevate, to bring up another Mark Zuckerberg in our country. So just try to help your brothers and sisters. So that is that. And this is a little bit about myself. In this course, we are going to look at this content. First, today, by God's grace, we'll introduce this course to ourselves. Along the line, before the 10th weeks completed, we are going to cover all of this by the special grace of God, because I've planned everything ahead because of time. I just pray that God should spare our lives and give us the ability to complete and follow this course. So this is exactly what we are going to, or what we should be expecting in this course. Thank you. If you are with me, just let me know. Just maybe a voice is okay, or someone should just respond that, oh, we are with you.
Yes, very good.
All right. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
with you, sir.
All right. Thank you very, very much. So, I want to tell us once again that we are talking about cybersecurity and ethical hacking, which we are still going to look into together. It's something that is not best with me. What I'm going to share with you is going to benefit you, but it is an introduction. Don't mistake it. It is an introduction. But this introduction, if you can work on it, even with this little information I'm going to share with you, at least you can start doing well with it. I pretty much promise you that you can start doing something meaningful with it. So today we are going to start with introduction. So this course is designed to cover the beginner aspect of cybersecurity and ethical hacking. Like I've said earlier, it's designed to cover only the beginner aspect. We have the intermediate aspect, and we have the expert, or we call it this professional aspect. But here is based or designed just to cover the beginner aspect of cybersecurity and ethical hacking. I promise you guys that I will be dropping videos that will differentiate between ethical hacking and cybersecurity, but please pardon me, today was somehow and network and lights, everything jam-packed together, so I couldn't make it, but I've tried to include it in this slide. So we are going to look at it together, try to differentiate between the cybersecurity itself and what we mean by ethical hacking. So the cybersecurity landscape is evolving rapidly as of today. today, if you hear, yesterday a friend of mine went to the Navy office at somewhere around Papa here in Lagos. Uh, when he returned home, he was telling me that a clerk or he called her somewhere, said if she has the opportunity to just have the knowledge about the introduction to cybersecurity, is going to resign from being a Navy. I was like, wow. He said, Uma Japa, Japa. I was like, wow. So, and that is one thing about cybersecurity as of today. Just have the ideas, then try to polish your LinkedIn. I've gotten a lot of offers, I've gotten a lot of recommendations from LinkedIn just because of what, or just because of my profile. That's it. So after this class, I want us to connect also. My name is still remain Aziz Aweda. Just go to LinkedIn and search for me. Let's connect. So from there, you boost your own LinkedIn profile also. Then you can get connected. So also, and it comes with an urgency for skilled professionals. In this training, we will learn how to protect systems. Mind us, I know, I'm very sure, some of us are here to learn hacking. Please pardon me, please forgive me, but I'm pretty much sure that some of us here, if not 50%, 10% that will still be joining will only come to learn hacking in the other way around, maybe to steal. But there's something we call ethical, and that is why I didn't just say hacking, I said ethical. So what we are going to learn here is ethical hacking. So I won't advise us to be using it to steal. Even if you have that such mindset, please try to change it. We are going to learn hacking professionally, but we are learning it to protect systems from cyber threats and also to gain skills in securing networks and data. So the curriculum includes the practical exercise and some case studies to develop hands-on in experiences. So after this introduction, let's move to what is cybersecurity itself and ethical hacking. Very much, let me still ask, can we see this slide fully? Can we?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Go
I
on.
can see it
All
from my
right,
end.
all right.
See.
Thank you. So, like we have promised ourselves before this evening that we should try to treat the theoretical aspect before the main practical aspect. Actually, the theoretical aspect supposed to be 50 to 70%, and also the practical aspect supposed to be 30%. But I'll do us a favor, but I'm not sure again because you guys at the fuck up. Why I said you guys are fuck up is this: when we're talking about hacking, we're talking about practicals. It's not just note. And like, you are the word that made me to prepare slide. I prepared this slide today. My intention was to give you 70% practicals and a little note. I don't believe in notes, but it changed mind me, so I have to quickly prepare some slides. Then maybe before next week, I'm sure that those that have not installed their tools, at least before the end of this or before next week, they should be able to finish up the settings. And if you have any problems in setting up your labs, please don't hesitate to. You have some gurus among us. Me that I'm teaching you, I'm not good though. So we have some gurus among us. You can just drop any challenge or any difficulties you are facing. Just drop it on the chat. Then you are good. It will rescue you out, because I've seen a lot of people responding. In fact, that's the essence of even me opening the group down. You can just ask questions, and even if I'm not there, anybody can just come and give you what you want. So that is how it should be. So thank you guys. So just try to, ahead of next week, try to make sure your lab is set. I'm not saying we are going to start practical tomorrow next week, but I'll try this week and next week. Anything theoretical aspect done, I want to finish it, then we'll move fully to practical. We are going to enjoy this class, practical aspect of it. Just make sure your system is standby. At least that 1 hour, let it be on. Then internet standby. Thank God we are managing our internet is being restored gradually. So that is that. So let's quickly take a look at the difference or the similarities between the cybersecurity and what we call ethical hacking. With what we have on the screen, that's on the slide, the cybersecurity and ethical hacking are related. We can't dispute that. They are related. But one thing is this: people do mistaking them, or yes, they do mistaking them for each other. They will say cybersecurity is still the same thing as ethical hacking. Nah, they are never the same. They're never the same. We are going to understand both concepts tonight. Now, cybersecurity and ethical hacking are related but distinct concepts within the realm of cybersecurity. The word cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting systems. Listen, cybersecurity, when we're talking about cybersecurity, we are talking about protecting systems, protecting networks, protecting our data from digital attacks. And what do we mean by digital attacks? We mean internet. Excuse me. We mean internet. And when we are protecting any of our data from being stolen or from being breached, or any of our systems from any attacks or any of our networks, it is under cyber security. That is why it said that cybersecurity is just the practice of protecting systems. You protect systems, you protect your networks, and you protect your data. It is known as cybersecurity. It encompasses various measures, such as the implementing security protocols. We have some security protocols. We have setting up of firewalls. We have encryptions and other techniques to safeguard the integrity, the confidentiality, and availability of your information. You see these three terms: the integrity, the confidentiality, and the availability is known as the CIA or CAI. Confidentiality, availability, and integrity. We are going to look at these three in particular as time goes on. So that is that about cybersecurity. So anytime I want to tell you this, you should be able to tell people now. Even this is just the beginning, fine. After today's class, you should be able to tell people that, oh, I already know the difference between cybersecurity and ethical hacking. Don't join them outside again and say they are the same. Although they are related, but they are never the same. They are never the same. Cybersecurity is just to protect. We are protecting. And what are we protecting? Is most especially our data. That is that. Now, let's go to ethical hacking. The ethical hacking, on the other hand, is a proactive approach to cybersecurity. What do I mean by proactive? It should come before cybersecurity. Before you can protect something, you must know why you want to protect that thing and why you should protect that thing. That is when ethical hacking comes in. Not hacking. I didn't mean hacking. I mean ethical hacking comes in. So let's take a look at what is ethical hacking. Ethical hackers, like myself and you yourself, I can bet on you that after 10 weeks you can call yourself ethical hacker, because you are going to hack some little things. It's also known as white. White. You know, when we say something is white, that means it has a very plain heart. So that is why they use white for it. So anybody calls ethical hacker, you can also call the person a white hat hacker. So the hat there is, you know, hackers, they normally cover their face. Maybe with something, you have seen a lot of pictures of hackers. They cover their face, cover everything. So that hat there, that is why they are just putting it. The filler, I mean. So here we call the white ethical hackers, or the white hat hackers, as what? The ethical hackers. And They use their skills to identify vulnerabilities. What is the meaning of vulnerabilities? I'm very sure most of us have heard about vulnerabilities before, but let me quickly still try to explain it in my own little way of understanding. Vulnerability means potholes, a weakness. Yes, let me use that. A weakness in your system. Yes, let me use that. A weakness in your system. Now, let's combine it. I will change that vulnerability to weakness now. Ethical hackers, also known as white hat hackers, use their skills to identify weaknesses in your systems. It's as simple as that. And they conduct penetration testing. This penetration testing, me myself on LinkedIn, I am a certified penetration tester. I have my certificate from EC Council. I have like at least, don't let me disclose it so that you not shout. I have some certificate. Fine. I have some certificate. Fine. So I'm a penetration tester. And what I do is to find all these vulnerabilities for any organizations and tell them where they have weaknesses. Then the cybersecurity guys now comes in. So you can see that these two are totally different. Me, I call myself a cybersecurity because I can still set up firewalls, I can still set up some security protocols. But my own major profession is to test for these weaknesses from your systems, networks, and tell the organization, oh, you have a flaw, you have a pothole, this is what you can do. So there, or you doing that, you are an ethical hacker. You setting up a firewalls, protecting systems, protecting data, and protecting, under protection, you are a cybersecurity. So you can decide which one will you prefer. Do you want to be checking for flaws, weaknesses? Do you want to be looking for faults for organizations and just call them, oh, you have this breach, they can use this method to attack you? That is hacking, that is ethical hacker, which we are still going to discuss very in details. So let's continue. The goal of ethical hacking is to help organizations, like I've said, is to help organizations strengthen their security defenses by detecting and fixing weaknesses. I will be using the word weaknesses so that we can, it's short and it's something that we can quickly understand. So anywhere I use weaknesses, please pardon me, I mean vulnerabilities. So I'm using the word weaknesses just for somebody like me that I'm a newbie in cybersecurity, so that vulnerabilities will not be too big for me to understand. So that's why I'm using the word weaknesses. So pardon me, vulnerabilities mean weaknesses by me. In essence, cybersecurity is the broader field focused on protecting against cyber threats, while ethical hacking is a specific practice exactly within cybersecurity that involves authorized hacking activities. That is why we call it ethical, to improve security. Now, both are essential. They are essential components of a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy that aimed at ensuring the safety and security of our data. It's as simple as that. And I'm very, very much sure that with, please pardon my explanation, I might not be too good, but at least with the way I've explained it now, we should be able to differentiate between the cybersecurity guys and ethical hacking. Please, if you meet anybody outside that claim to be cybersecurity, try to know whether he or she knows what he's talking about, because by now I'm very sure with this slide we have understood the difference between cybersecurity itself and those call themselves ethical hackers. So that is, cybersecurity is to protect, ethical hacker is to find out the weaknesses. After getting the weaknesses, then they give it to the cybersecurity guys. Okay, this is what weakness we have on a particular organization. Then the cybersecurity guys comes in and protect. So that is the relationship between them. Now, let's quickly take a look at the classification of ethical hackers. They are classified into, please hold on, yes, we still have 30 more minutes. They are classified into three. Hackers fall into these three general categories. The first one, we have what we call the black hat hackers. The second one, we have the white hat hackers. And the third one, we have what we call the great hat hackers. Now, among these three, we have other, should I call them subcategories? Exactly. We have other subcategories, which are included in this slide. We'll see them later. Now, although hackers are often associated with exploiting vulnerabilities, that's weaknesses, do not forget the aim of every hacker, they are to exploit. Exploitation means taking advantage, yes, taking advantage of weaknesses to gain unauthorized access to computers, to systems, to networks. Not all hacking is malicious, illegal. And what do we mean by the last statement there? I'll go back and explain everything. What do we mean by the last statement there? That not all hacking is malicious. It means if you are an ethical hacker, you hacking, it is not illegal and it is not malicious, except you become the black. It's only the black I think that is bad. So that is that. Now let me take this again. The hackers are often associated with exploiting weaknesses to gain unauthorized access. This particular statement is talking about the Yahoo guys. They take advantage of every weakness, even if it is social engineering, that is normal human being engineering vulnerabilities. You know, we human beings, we are vulnerable also. So they exploit. That is what the Yahoo guys does. So that's just it. So that is what that statement is talking about. I'm just using the Yahoo guys as an example. So that is that. So let's take a look at other categories of classification, ethical hackers. Let's look at the first meaning of the white hackers. The white hat hackers, they are the ethical hackers who work within the boundaries. What do I mean by that? They give them instructions. When organization hire you, they will give you instruction. You have a target. Your target will be your IP address, and this is what you should do. That is a boundary. They will set boundaries for you, and you must not go beyond that. And that is what white hat hackers does. They don't go beyond the boundaries being set. What about the blue? We have another one. We call them blue. The blue hat hackers, they are also the white hat hackers who are employed by an organization. Their job is just to maintain the cybersecurity of the organization and prevent breaches. The first one, the white hat hackers who work within the boundaries of the law and often employed by organizations to find and fix security breaches, is different from the second one. Their own job of the second one is to maintain the cybersecurity of the organization. Now, we have the combination of these whites and the black. They are called the gray hat hackers. Typically, they wonder about trying to. What's the meaning of that wonder? They move from one place to another. They move from one point to another. They are not stable. They look for portals, just like someone that wants to steal. You'll be moving from doors to doors or from windows to places just to know what. That is exactly what the gray hackers does. They wonder about trying to break into systems, but never do anything bad also. So they just move. And this particular third one is beneficiary in the sense that if you target any organization, maybe mind you, they didn't send you to do anything. You can get arrested if you are not certified. If you are not certified, you can get arrested. But the point is, if you want to categorize yourself as a gray hat hackers, what you do is this: you find vulnerabilities for any organizations. Mind you, they didn't send you to find it. Then you report it to them. You might get rewarded or you might get arrested. Either of the two, because they never hire you, they never employed you. So you break into their systems, and you going there to, so it's still delicate. So That is that. But you just need to know the differences between these things. Now, let's continue. We have another one that is red hat. We have many, like I've said, we have subcategories, but the major ones, the white, the black, and the gray. Now, the red hats, they see themselves as the superheroes. Yes, we are the superheroes of the hacking world. I'm very sure after some few months, few weeks, when you get to know what red hat does, you get interesting, as in your interest will grow higher in hacking, and you want to become a red hat. You want to become a red hat because I remember I started with pen testing. I was pen testing. I can pen test anything. So as time goes on, I started creating interest in red hat. And what I mean by red hat, they are dangerous. Yes, they are dangerous. So they do see themselves as the superhero of the hacking world. They typically target black, exactly. Anybody that want to, that's, you can work with intelligence organization, that's the FBI. Sorry, I'm using FBI as if I'm in US. The FBI or the, what do we use here in Nigeria? I don't know. So you can, if you have this idea, if you have this knowledge, these are the set of people they see. You just see them, they will just bug into any Yahoo guys building. You just be wondering, how did they get the information? It's the work of the red hats. So that is that. You just need to understand all of this and what they do, so that you can decide which one you think you want to create or you have passion in that, and then you can just try to develop yourself more in it. So you just have to know all of this and know what they do. Then you can create, you can just pick one, you can pick two, you can pick everything. I trust we guys here in Nigeria, we sabi everything. We sabi everything. So me too, I learn everything. So you can just decide, or you just, oh, me, I know my power, I don't want to pass my boundary, I want to pick one or I want to pick two. So that is how it works. Also, we have the one that follows, network hacking. And this is about looking at the roads that computers use to talk to each other. This time we are talking about traffic, we are talking about network. You must have a network before you can hack anything network. You need to understand how computers communicate before you can hack them. It's like you don't know a particular route to, okay, let's say I'm talking from Lagos here. I want to travel to Abuja, but I don't know the route. I'll get lost. So instead, and I want to drive myself, so I'll get lost. Either I use Google Map or I want to use StrongGuide. If I use StrongGuide, I'll get lost. So that means I must learn about the road before embarking on that journey. So that is that about that. Then there's one we call activists. Activists. The activists are the let me say, they are kind of growing up. Their motives and aims of all types of hacker. This kind of hackers, they seek to compromise official websites. This is what they do. They hijack. I don't want to mention any particular website so that you not go and use it against me. So you can use domain name of, okay, let me use myself, techempire.com. You have the user interface. I designed the website. It's fine, it's beautiful. People go there and register, just interact with my website. But the work of these activists, what they do is to compromise the website. They will change the content. They will change so many things. So by the time the user come back in the next, they just say, this is not what they can just put pornography pictures just to change. So maybe educative website, they can just put porns there. So if any student comes, they just say, when does this kind of website change to this? So that is what they do. So if you have interest in, so you can't have interest, sorry, if your aim is to work against such, so what, or the category of those people are called the activists. They are also under hackings, but they are called activists. So That is that. I don't want to waste much time on that. So we have script kiddies, the amateur hackers. Should I be sharing? Okay, I'll collect feedback from you guys before the end of this training today. Whether I should be, I know you will all say yes. Whether I should be sharing the slide with you, so that you can just go through it at your own leisure time. So we have what we call the script kiddies also. The script kiddies is a slang for amateur, small babies, all those upcoming. So they lack technical skills needed to create their own hacking programs. So the script kiddies are amateur types of hackers in the field of hacking. So they're just, in general, they're just baby. They don't know much, but they will just be thinking, I sabi how to. So they are called the script kiddies. And if you are a script kiddies, I won't advise you to just go and do something malicious on the internet so that you won't get caught. There are so many things you still need to you just need to learn masking before you can hack, either ethical or unethical. You just need to learn. There's another thing you must learn. It is masking, how to mask. And I'll give you a guideline now. In masking, there's something we call onion. That onion, I've given you hints now, so just go and do more research on it. Onion in terms of hacking, not onion used to cook, the onions in terms of hacking. So we just borrow that word onions in terms of hacking. So just do some research on your own, then it will help you. Also, the malicious insiders, like a whistleblower in an organization, they won't be the one to hack, but they will be the one to be giving information to hackers. That is what they do. The malicious insider. That's what insider explain everything better. And towards the last, we have penetration tester. So that is one of my own role, penetration tester. So what we do most is we don't have a particular job. They just hire us. Okay, come and do this thing for us. Then we just test and give them their flaws, vulnerabilities, weaknesses. Then they'll patch it. That's all. Now we have engineering. Engineering is the practice of using natural science, mathematics, and the engineering design process to solve vertical problems and also increase efficiency and productivity and also improves systems. So towards the last, classification of hackers continue. This is the last two which we are going to explain for ourselves for today's class. Then by God's grace tomorrow we can continue. There's another one called cybersecurity, which I'm very sure by now we have understood the major role of every cybersecurity professional and every ethical hacker as a professional. So as a cybersecurity professional, we need help or the help organization to protect sensitive data and information online and locally on your employer's servers. That is what cybersecurity does. The software testing, there's another one we call software. So before I explain this software testing, before you can do well in cybersecurity, we want to assume that you have some basic knowledge about web design, so that if you want to hack, if you want to test web applications, you should be able to understand how HTML communicates, how HTML structures are being arranged, so that you won't get stuck on the road. So then the software testing, that's another aspect of penetration testing. Either we test web applications, or we test network, or we test software. So the software testing is the act of examining the artifacts and the behavior of softwares under test. And what is software? Anything called applications, they are software. So that is that. Software testing can also provide an objective, independent view of the software to allow businesses to appreciate and understand the risks of software implementations. So, guys, once again, thank you for coming, thank you for listening, and thank you for your time. Truly, I said this training is free, but it's not free. Why I said it's not free is because you are spending your time. At least you are spending part of your time right now, and time is money, so definitely it's not free. So you giving out part of your time for this. I appreciate that also. So thank you guys. We'll meet by God's grace tomorrow. But before we end this session today, this is the little we are going to be discussing with ourselves today. So there's room for questions and answer. So I would suggest maybe we should how can we do it? Should I ask you to drop the messages on the someone dropped messages already? Okay, thank you. DSS, EFCC, that how you good go, man. That's good. That's good. So very good. Someone has raised his hand. Good. So coders, yes, you can go ahead. Ask your question. If you have any question, just raise your hands, then I will take you one after the other. Thank you. So coders, you can start. Coders, we are with you.
I think it is a mistake also.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's a mistake, but I'll use the opportunity to ask my question.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
All right. So if you have questions, or you can drop your questions if
ethical hackers.
Sir?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
You said ethical hackers.
Yeah.
Detect. Let them just say in my own understanding, the way you explain it.
Yes. Okay.
It said ethical hackers detect loophole.
Yes.
In an organization.
Yes.
Okay. If ethical hacker detects loophole, how does the cybersecurity protect without checking loophole?
How does the cybersecurity guys do what?
Yes, protect
okay.
An organization without checking the loophole.
That's one thing about the cybersecurity. They can't detect loopholes. So without the ethical hackers, there's nothing they can work on.
Okay, so the cybersecurity guys can't check any loophole.
No. They are not. It's not their job. It's not their job to check loopholes. It's just their job to report loopholes to them. They will know how to patch that loopholes.
Okay.
That's what they do. Exactly.
Okay. And one question again.
All right, sir.
Okay. Is it cybersecurity protect an organization? Like, can you give us an example of an organization they protect?
Me too. I'm protecting one organization already.
Okay, the organization has to have what's it called? Maybe a database system.
Sure.
Or
sure. Even let me use. You are joining us from. Okay, everybody is from Nigeria, right? Because I have some people from Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. Maybe they are not online now. So what they do is this. For example, let me use a general. Okay, JAMB is ongoing now. Their database.
Yes.
Their database. What the only people they will employ is the cybersecurity guys to monitor, to secure their database. But they will need the help of the ethical hackers also. And what they will need from them is that, okay, help me test this database whether there is no portholes. If there is portholes, they will report it. The cybersecurity guys will come in and patch the portholes. It's just like engineers and bricklayers, exactly. Engineer will come and survey. Okay, this is where the window should be. This is where the door should be. Engineer will never carry block.
Okay.
That is exactly the relationship between them. Exactly. That's just the relationship between them.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You are welcome, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, any other person? Don't worry, you still see my face. So maybe towards the end of the program, I'm still hiding my face. Yes, another person.
I'll be raising my hand.
Hey, sir.
I want to ask a question.
All right, sir.
Is it possible for someone to be a cybersecurity and also an ethical hacker?
Why not? I'm number one.
Okay, sir.
Example. So you can be both. You can be both. Very, very, very possible. So Hassan, the lady have
Sorry.
yes, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. So, yeah, is it possible for one to be a cybersecurity personnel without having idea of coding? Because me, I'm
Of
scared of
course.
coding.
You
Okay,
don't
I
need.
want
Can you still
the
hear me?
network security. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm interested in network security, and I was thinking if it's possible to bypass the coding aspects.
You see that network? You can't bypass. You learn Python. You need at least a little knowledge.
Sorry.
Yes, a little knowledge. It's not that big Python code. I don't know.
Mute your mic. Bouncing voice.
Someone should just try to, or should I unmute? Should I mute everyone? Yes, thank you. Yes, fine. Hassan,
Okay, sorry, sir.
okay. If you want to do network pen testing, you need at least you must write script. It's Python.
Okay.
It's Python you use. Why am I echoing? I don't know why. Why am I
So
echoing?
just the
Okay. I think it's echoing because Hassan's phone is on
Okay. All right.
loudspeaker. That's why the echo.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
No, mine is not on loudspeaker.
All right. Are you done with your question, Hassan?
Okay, maybe I'll just private chat to you about it.
All right, no
So,
problem.
thank you very much.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Who's next? I'm not seeing any hand raised again. So, if there is no hand raised again, if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to drop it on the platform. This recording, I will share the links for those of us that are not able to join, so that at least they can still benefit. And that was one of the reasons why I've made this a free training. So once again, I promise all of you, I pray God should spare our lives, so you will not regret joining, and you will not regret receiving a free training. You after this training, I can bet with you, just switch up your LinkedIn. I will give you some. That's why I put what's it called, GitHub in the training. I intentionally put GitHub there. That is where you sell yourself. Even LinkedIn, that is where you sell yourself. But I won't teach you how to set up your LinkedIn. No. And don't forget, search for me, connect with me on LinkedIn. I still remain Aziz Aweda. And you see me, I'm once just connect with me on LinkedIn, sha. So from there, you can even see the way I constructed my LinkedIn to set up yours too. Then from there, you get connection. And again, as you are learning, go and do your pali. You never can tell. Some of us prefer to stay here in Nigeria and be doing remote work, but some prefer to japa. So if you are the japa type, just go and prepare your. I'm saying that. I'm promising you that. Just go and prepare your pali. If you don't have one yet, or if it has expired, go and renew. Because after setting up your LinkedIn, you see some referrals. I promise you that. So, is there any other questions? If there's no questions, so thank you guys. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate. So, let's pray to God that God should spare our lives till tomorrow again. Then we'll continue from where we stop. If you have any questions, if anything comes to your mind after ending the meeting, you can just quickly go to the platform and battery low, then just drop your messages and we are good. Thank you guys. So let's meet tomorrow by God's grace. Bye.